Hello, welcome to Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down, a place to have lively discussions on movie and TV. My name is Bryce, and today we'll be talking about Scream 2022. Now, this is the fifth film in the Scream franchise, but I don't think you really need to see the other four to enjoy this movie. Like, there are returning characters and plot lines, but they kind of spoon-feed you the information, so you don't really have to know it to understand. Now, when I say spoon-feed, I don't mean like exposition dumps of too much information, but they kind of sprinkle in some lines to make sure everyone is caught up and ready to go. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Did it live up to the original, or did it fall into the worst of the franchise for you? I would love to hear about your thoughts. Also, be sure to hit the like button. It really does help the channel out. Now, let's get started with the review. Now, I think the best thing about this movie definitely are the kills. They really do not hold back with the violence in this film. It is for the most part pretty contained, and what I mean by that is like the gore isn't super excessive, like not Friday the 13th or Halloween Kills even. It's pretty much pretty contained, but they really do let Ghostface just kind of go at it. And like the sound design of this movie was particularly really well done. Like, you really felt every stab that came out of Ghostface because the sound was just really, really great. Another thing to touch on is something that I just love about the Scream franchise as a whole, is it really emphasizes on Ghostface as being a person. Like, so you know, like in Halloween, Michael Myers right now is kind of becoming this like supernatural being who cannot be stopped. Ghostface is not that. Ghostface is pretty much just a person in a cloak, in a mask, with a knife. And there are multiple occasions where the victim is fighting back, and it really shows that Ghostface really has to work for their kills, and I really appreciate that. Like, it's really cool to see smart characters really fight back. Now, the whodunit side of the film I felt could be handled a lot better. I dug it. I predicted the killer before the reveal, which isn't a bad thing. It's just I'm super detective. No, I'm just kidding. But and that was pretty cool. But there's this like finger pointing plot line, and like all the other movies, they have finger pointing, but I felt like this one was just super, just forced and like came out of nowhere. Like, we have these group of friends who just every time they're on screen together, they're making accusations and they're like pointing fingers, and it's just like too much. Like, I could dig a little bit, and they kind of play it off as they're joking, but they're also like not. Like, it's just really strange to me, and I just never bought into their friendship. Like, every time these friends are together, you're like, you're Ghostface, maybe you're the killer. I'm not gonna go to this place because you're the killer. And it just was not handled very well, the finger pointing. Now, what I did dig about the whodunit was just the natural misdirections. Like, the alibis of when Ghostface comes and characters are about doing something else and we see them do that. Or they have this this conversation and they're saying things that kind of, you're like, okay, that makes sense because of previous information we were handed about you. Like, that was way better to me than the finger pointing. Because, man, that really, 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 really dropped this movie a little bit for me because it was a lot. It was a lot of finger pointing. And, yeah, now, like I said, the natural misdirections, that was really good. And the direction in this movie, for the most part, I thought was very, very, very good. And for the scares, the movie does a lot of the cliche character opens the door, covers the screen, shuts the door. The screen is recovered, but there's nothing there. And they do that a lot. And like, that's pretty much their main gimmick for building the tension. But I think for the most part, it works. Like, I did begin to notice it like halfway through the movie. I was like, man, they're really doing this a lot. But it didn't really bother me because there was always this satisfying payoff that like, cool, I guess that's fine. Also, this movie feels like it has a purpose to be in the Scream franchise. It doesn't feel like it's just another cash grab sequel. It has actual stakes for the franchise. And I really appreciate that. Because a lot of these sequels coming out now, they just feel like a straight reboot. I mean, this Scream movie particularly is following the format of naming the movie after the original movie without a number, just like Halloween, Friday the 13th, 2009 reboot, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, they're all doing the same thing. Oh, It as well. Now, not to say that those are cash grabs, sequels, reboots, and that's a whole other discussion we can have. But for this one particularly, I felt like it has a reason. Like, the story is really nice. The new characters have a reason to be there. Ghostface has a motive. It's just really good, and I really appreciate that it's not just like, come here, give me your money, here's another movie, Ghostface is here killing people. No, it has like stakes and actual meaning and reason to be here. Now, with all that being said, I definitely give Scream 22 or Scream 5 a thumbs up with an 8 out of 10. It was really fun at the movies. It was a really fun time at the movies, and I highly recommend you see it in theater so you can have the same experience as me. I mean, I sat beside a couple who were totally invested, and they were gasping and pointing at the screen when they thought who the killer was. It was great. But anyways, what did you think about Scream 2022? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Was it just another cash grab sequel to you? Maybe I'm in the minority. I'd love to know your thoughts, so be sure to put them down in the comments so we can have a lively discussion. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.